Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Texas State Disc Golf Championship presented by Latitude 64. You are watching the Disc Golf Pro Tour on JomezPro with your friends, Nate Sexton, Jeremy Koling, and Paul Ulibarri.
I know for a fact that we're around 371,000 subscribers. I think we can get to 375 with the help of you guys. Please hit that bell, like, and subscribe.
Paul McBeth, he subscribed to a 12 under par in the first round, parked a quarter of the holes. C2 in regulation, 83%. It resulted in a course record 12 under par lightning hot round. He is followed up closely by James Conrad, 0 OBs, circle 1 regulation on more than half the holes, 61%. Those are both first. Tied with Calvin Heimburg, an incredible early round, setting the pace early in the day with that 10 under round, which stayed the hot round until McBeth came in with that scorching 12. And rounding out the card is the local. Greg Barsby lives about 30 minutes from the course, had a big say in the design this year, and obviously crowd favorite.
Taking a look at hole 1, it's a little tougher today in the wind. Par 3, 382, playing into a headwind, so easily playing over 400 feet today, and then you really have to think twice about how far of a putt you're going to run.
Lead card. First up on the box, let's get a big round of applause going for Paul McBeth.
Paul makes up 5 of the 7 world titles we have on this card today.
Could you imagine if they said, let's just get a nice, calm welcome for Paul McBeth? Like, I don't feel like you need a hype man for this guy. You can just say Paul McBeth. The cheers are coming.
A little windier today. There's more of the conditions we were expecting to see.
And although it is a headwind, it is a helping right to left headwind, so you can still trust it over that road with.
Let's give it up for James Conrad.
Little fear of the consequences.
But no matter how good these drives are, if they don't get up on those upper steps, that putt today is considerably more difficult than it was in round 1. This is high, but it looks like it's wide enough that this could be heading to a good result. Oh, kind of a, well, it worked out okay. But man, not much space to stick it up there.
Let's give it up for Calvin Heimburg.
That was a beautiful shot from James.
Yeah, 1 inch higher, and it might stay up on that second little tier there.
Do you think anybody's put it on the top tier and got it to stay?
It's got to be so difficult. It's got to be coming down with such a aggressive spike angle to do that. Otherwise, it's just going to hit that rock and bounce like James did.
It's honestly kind of a bad shot if you're that high that late.
Right.
Unless you're playing the skip off the road, I could see that kind of working out.
Yeah.
Let's get a big round of applause going.
Nice shot for Calvin.
Greg Barsby.
My name is Greg Barsby. I'm originally from Grass Valley, California. Started playing disc golf in 1993, and I live out in Troop, Texas now. Probably about 20 miles from Lindsay Park. I mean, the game has changed so much since I first found a cyclone in the creek next to my parents' house. From the amount of players that play and the recreational game that we were playing then and now into the sport that's recognized across the world. The technology's changed. Obviously, you've got a lot of disc manufacturers that are pumping out awesome plastic and these really, really amazing flying discs that go so far. And the evolution of the game has been wonderful. You're seeing longer courses, and the tournaments are getting tougher with course designs and maybe a little more pressure because there's media crews covering what we're doing. And it's been a blast. I'm just happy to be part of it. I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to design a high-level disc golf course out here in Tyler, and felt like there was something that we could push the level even more for the best in the world. So I developed the Thorn with a couple things in mind to test the shot-making skills and kind of a full, well-rounded game. Hole 1, it's kind of a gut check right off the bat. One of the easier holes on the course, but the putting green is ruthless. It makes you make a decision right off the bat, and it's an iconic green with the pyramid. 18 was fully my design with the new tee pad that the Rose City Club put in. So that's obviously a favorite because that one's fully on me, and it's pretty rough. But you just got some classic holes, some classic Texas disc golf. I've designed, I think, 5 or 6 courses and installed them. It's a passion. I mean, I love to take a canvas and be able to put my own spin and creativity on it. I know I have a good game plan because I know the course well. You know, you can't play with your head, you got to play with your heart. So I'm going to do my best to go out and play with a lot of heart today and just enjoy in being in kind of my new stomping grounds and, you know, enjoying the fans out here. It's a great fan experience on the Pro Tour. So, you know, I couldn't be happier to play with those guys. I hope you enjoy the show.
Yeah, let's go, Greg.
Greg did a good job with the course design. I'm glad we had him involved. And I don't know what you have to do to get on that list to get the sunglasses from the year 2030, but he did it.
And he's going to have a long layup here on the first hole. Not easy to get one close.
Not at all.
Whoa. Does he just run it?
That is
okay.
kinda nuts.
Yeah, that's not what he wanted. That's without question.
I was going to say it's kind of a, as Paul lines this up.
This is insanely good. Insanely good.
But the farther you throw it away, the easier it kind of makes the decision. I felt like there's no going for it.
Yeah,
and then
right.
he just goes
Yeah.
for it.
Well, Barsby has been one of the most aggressive players we've had on tour for many years. And when he's on, it's highlight city.
2 really nice putts there.
Hard to put it closer at the base of the steps than where James and Calvin's drives landed. Yeah, that's a good save.
Especially with his putter. I mean, this dude, when his putter's on, he can light it up from
Ooh-wee.
all distances. Throw-ins as well.
And if you haven't watched the 2018 Disc Golf World Championships, it is worth a watch. Oh, no, Calvin low. That was some, as you heard Barsby there, you don't play with your head, you play with your heart. And Barsby hearted the 2018 World Championships in Vermont. It was a special thing to see him really find his zone. And like I said, go back and watch that if you got time.
Hole 2, par 4, 741 feet. OB road on the right, OB string line on the left. This narrow gap, just about 150 feet short of the basket. And then a nice looking little green here with a few obstructions to make the putting interesting.
Little bit of a headwind on this one, which can be a little scary if you get the nose up on this drive. It can find its way OB, but Paul plays this wide enough where that OB left will not be an issue.
Yeah, that looks great. Right to the middle.
Not biting off a ton, but his hyzer's far enough to put him in that 330 range to the pin.
A little more aggressive
Yeah.
from James. I like that he got it just over, not a big flex, but just enough to just stay in complete control.
And I think it benefits James with his backhand only approach to get farther so he can control the putter into that turn, because you don't really want to leave yourself a long turnover with a low ceiling second shot.
Yeah, and out of Calvin's hand, I
my
thought maybe the
gosh.
height was a little too high, but it got that nice soft flex, and that is just a boomer.
Yeah, he blistered that down the fairway.
Needs to find its edge. That's going to be pretty short
That's probably 400 plus.
with the gap to hit and
Yeah.
the wind coming through.
If there's anybody who can do it with the 2 fingers, this guy, though.
That's got to be too high.
Yep. And this could be in some trouble. There are some really difficult cedars over there. Okay, good tree hit. That is not an easy up and down. Even though you're only 100 feet from the pin, those cedars are pretty rough.
Doesn't get this turned over.
Should have a look. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is a good win for the hyzer. It kind of acts as a regulator to be able to push and not go too far. And yeah, he does go for that hyzer. I like this.
I hadn't even seen that as a line.
Oh, you haven't seen anybody play that yet?
Not yet on my cards, no. Everyone's gone down through the middle, but it certainly seems like it's there.
Looks like you went a little deep. That bush to the right can be pretty taxing.
This drive's huge.
Yeah, I haven't even considered getting that far down the fairway. A good tree for Calvin. That's going to keep him close. That forehand approach got a little bit away from him, but he shouldn't be much more than 18 feet away for the birdie.
That'll net a par start for Barsby. Really not too bad. Hole 2, I do feel, is one of the most scoreable holes on the course, though.
Yeah,
Until you get to the back 9.
It's right there in the middle in terms of difficulty, but it averages around par. It's one you like to get, but it's not easy.
It certainly must have been a third of a stroke harder with the headwind. I felt like it just made that approach. Oh, tricky look there from James. He just got a little long with it.
Actually, it was just 0.1.
Is that it?
0.1 harder today.
It must have just been blown really hard when I played it.
You must have, yeah.
You know how it is.
No, that was about 23 feet, a little bit farther away for Calvin, but he is in for the only birdie of the group. Everyone else will be cleaning up short par putts. So Paul is human here on the front 9 with a par. And that's the first mistake we've seen from him on this course up to hole 11 yesterday when he essentially played a perfect front 9 and continued with a park job on 10. I mean, it was just incredible to watch.
Looking at hole 3, the low ceiling par 3, 464 footer. The mandatory keeps you to the right early. You've just got to get down this hill with the power forehand or the backhand roller. The basket's blind to the players, but it is reachable for these guys because it's a little downhill and you can get a nice skip to the right.
So is this going to be a left to right win now since you guys have turned around?
It's
kind of felt a little tail-ish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was a little bit of a, almost like a right to left tail.
Look at this sidearm from Calvin.
Whoa.
wow.
Whoa. That's really good.
He's got that? Yeah, he's got
It would
that.
appear so.
Yeah. See if Paul can match the line. This one just got a little up, and that's going to be a difficult save. Well, shouldn't be too difficult, but he's only got about halfway down the fairway, if that.
This is the shot that I've wanted to see somebody get down there with. A nice little hyzer late drift. Hyzer flip late drift, too high.
Oh,
Dang,
yeah.
That,
Oh.
well.
Barely too high.
So denied.
Gosh, that is such a difficult backhand air shot.
Gosh, I just seeing someone shape that through there with the height to continue to get down the hill, but underneath that ceiling.
I can't imagine Barsby just didn't design this hole.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Barsby, my gosh, he's got such a good forehand. Anytime I see him throw a flick, I'm like, yeah, I could do that. Barsby's about 1.5 feet shorter than me, and then no, he's got all the power of the elite forehand players.
Paul keeps it low, playing for that big skip.
Oh,
Off the basket.
Okay.
Wow. How far did that go?
Look at this play.
This is totally blind. And it looks like it hit a tree maybe. I
Yeah.
don't think he got
I think
even
it
that far
stayed
from the
right there.
basket. What a shot.
I was not expecting that.
Very good. Okay, so he did
Wow,
get it. He
okay.
did get a big reaction. Well,
Near circle's edge, but still outside of Greg and Calvin's tee shots.
Great save.
I didn't realize it was going to be as difficult as it was. I mean, that huge skip indicated I thought he would just have maybe a zone forehand down the hill, but electing to go with that driver. That's a great birdie to get. Even for a forehander of Calvin and Greg's caliber, it still feels like a bonus in some ways. Just 460 feet is so long to keep that forehand that low.
Wow, he was so close.
James says 2 in a row, pretty good.
He must have got it yesterday.
Oh, I thought he meant like 2 birdies in a row. Congratulations on the course.
Yeah.
I don't know which one he meant, but either way, they're both great.
I don't have James pegged as a sarcastic guy. I feel like if James says something to you, he's saying what he means. He's not really like,
Right.
He's not a trickster.
No, not a trickster at all. Hole 4, hardest hole in the course, because they decided to label it a par 4, 880 feet. I actually talked to Greg about it. He said, I thought they were going to call it a par 5. And he designed, helped design the course. So a little confirmation or affirmation from the...
If there is a person who I would think that would get it, it's
No
this
doubt.
guy.
Yeah,
No doubt.
low ceiling assassin.
It just goes so far.
But it's not going to be today.
Not
with
today.
that drive.
I mean, I've seen him at that one hole in Vermont, and now I just won't ever doubt him again.
Hole 7.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was on his card. That was at the World Championships.
Yes. Good kick.
Yeah, tap in on a 1,250-foot hole. A tap in. It was insane.
A tap in 3 for those,
A tap in
those
3.
at home that
Yes,
might,
I'm sorry. Right. And these drives are not where they'd like to be. It certainly suits the player most to be up the hill to the left, and James is really forcing that one. Please get up the hill. It's trying to. Yeah,
That's solid.
That's where you want to be.
And Calvin's is a little farther than I first thought, I think.
And even though he's short, Barsby still has all the room in the... Oh, boy.
Come back in time. Quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All
All
the room in the world to
Yeah.
work it.
As you were saying.
And that's 360 in from that tree. So that's totally doable.
But it's a tough little low ceiling, late, sandy green. Mm-hmm. I think you would love to be inside 200 in
And
2 shots.
You see the sand kick up every time you see the disc hit the ground out here. And that's something that you actually really have to... It's hard to appreciate without throwing in this slow ground play, but it's actually something that quite a few players have hurt themselves this week, actually. I've heard several players, namely one of our commentators, had to drop out because of the sandy soil. It's a very difficult surface to throw off of. And James kicking up some sand there. He's a little frustrated with that effort.
All right, Calvin. Make us a believer in the par 4 right now.
Oh,
It's yacked.
yeah, it's yacked, but not the turnover. And
No.
actually, even though he's nearly putting from there, it's going to be a difficult putt to get through the cedar.
He could have turned that over and had the distance.
He had
Yeah.
the distance for sure. If that turns any.
Now this is going to be... I think James has got this, but this is... He made it, about 100 feet in front of him or so? If that.
Yeah,
It's got
if
to still be
that.
400 in from
Yeah.
here, right?
So this
Maybe
would take...
more.
Yeah, perfect shot from here. He's taking his time.
I think he's 440 feet.
Okay.
Too low.
And
Well,
that's going to
it's
need
trying to run.
5 more of those, and we're going to get there.
Circle... Well,
Yeah, edge of circle too.
yeah. I've seen him make those before.
Oh, sure. Maybe not many players have made more from that range in the last 4 or 5 years. At least not on Jomez.
Look at this play. This is great.
Straight skip. Oh, okay. That creek is casual, so he's going to have a look for the par.
You just never know what kind of ground play you're going to get off of that stuff. Sometimes it's a big skip, sometimes it's no skip.
Yeah, it could easily, just as easy, be a dud or a flare. You just really never quite know. And Paul's got his work cut out for him as well.
Yeah, there you can't see it on that screen right there, but that is a little tiny ditch.
Wow. Forced to go to the roller.
Telling you,
That's
man,
worse than I thought it would be.
that is 2 incredibly good shots, and he's left with that. And
Oh,
Yikes.
hit a house.
oh no! My goodness! I mean, just annihilated his first 2 shots.
And his third.
Yeah.
Correct.
Circle's edge, though. I mean, this wasn't... I thought that was like 50 feet. Oh, no. 40?
And off the top, Calvin is going to have to hope for the bogey at best now. Barsby with the highlight putt. What a par. Great scramble. I mean, if you had said that Barsby was going to leave this hole taking a stroke on Calvin after 2 throws, I would have said you're crazy, but great scramble work for Greg.
And those uphill putts, those aren't that hard for him because of his style of putting. Seems like he makes more of those than a lot of people.
And Paul, with that putt, remains bogey-free in our event.
Paul's having to work a little bit this round. None of these holes, even these pars, have come easy.
Oh, James, high and left, but sometimes they catch, sometimes they don't. That's not the putt you want for bogey. You're just hoping your bogey putts are just tap-ins, but yeah, having to work for it kind of stress you out a bit sometimes.
I can't believe that Calvin's hairstyle can go from that to what it can go to. Like, it doesn't look like my hairstyle can't do much. It just kind of fluffs out and that's it and falls down. His turns into a miraculous set of dew.
It's a mane
Yeah.
worthy of beholding.
Yes.
Hole 5, beautiful 356-foot low ceiling backhand turnover specialty. It's a really difficult hole, and that grouping of trees that you can see off the tee plays tricks on your eye. The depth perception, getting it shaped down there perfectly is not an easy thing to do.
Paul's going with putter. Yeah, you can see a lot of people kind of get through there, and I have in the last couple rounds, but those two get rejected. This is a great hole because if you throw the correct shot, there's nothing in the way all the way to the
That's
pin.
right.
Yeah, I do love that about it.
It's just hard to throw the correct
A
shot.
small gap.
Rhino.
I know.
Wow. Little inside. That was almost it. Surprised they're going putter. I mean, I feel like that's very ambitious.
Yeah, Paul just based it the day before with the buzz. I don't know if the wind was that different that he felt like he had to. But actually, now that I think about it, he left that orange Luna in the field and didn't get it back and towards the end of the round. And I think he said he wanted to throw it on this hole, but he threw the buzz instead. Surprising that even after the success he had in the first round, that he didn't just stick with the buzz.
It's a tough little shot.
That is the thing with this hole. You can go right and left, and it leaves that, like, tricky little out. Not a guarantee.
Yeah, as Barsby lines this one up, this is solid. We were talking about this hole at the players' cool-down area, and a bunch of the guys around were really surprised to hear that I was throwing forehand on it. They said, "Oh, what do? You throw a Firebird? Oh, wow." And I was like, well, let's get it straight, guys. I mean, it doesn't work. But yeah, I do. But I do throw it. I mean, calm down. It's not like it's getting near the hole, but I do throw it.
All right, here's our lone birdie chance right here from James. Hasn't been quite on from this distance. Had a couple already.
And not on still. Not yet.
Not yet, but that's why I kind of drew it up. He doesn't miss a lot of those in a row.
No,
If you give that guy 5 in a row, he's making a couple of them at least one. So he's due for the very next one that he has.
yeah, some players, as you miss, that basket gets smaller and smaller. For him, it's like it's getting bigger and bigger. It's only a matter of time before he starts plucking them out.
Yeah. And hole 6 holds true to being very, very difficult.
Hole 5, right?
Well, hole 6 is very difficult. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, sure.
He's just foreshadowing.
Hole 5's easy.
Hole 5's easy.
No bogues.
We have another hole averaging right there, right under par, just barely. But typically those holes that average at par, it's a good scoring spread. You know, you got a quarter, a little bit less than a quarter below par. Most people are getting par, but then a few people getting bogey. It's a good rewarding hole.
And what about that hole 6, that really hard par 4, 555? Decide whether you want to go over or under. Slight dog leg to the right. You really want to be careful with your upshot because there's all kinds of trees and you can kick into that creek deep, or if you don't have the speed control.
Barsby likes to go with the inside backhand turnover, and if this doesn't turn over now, that's going to be on that back side of the fairway, and that gap really shrinks the longer you go if you don't turn right. So McBeth do this in round 1. He's going to go turn over again. Is this going to keep the angle?
Just catches the tree.
And that's fine. That position's great.
It's got to be so hard to decide if you're Greg Barsby. The backhand turnover is so good, but this feels like a forehand for him, but he's just got a lot of options.
So many options.
Look at this.
And if you'll recall, last year, Calvin Heimburg played Plinko with these trees and rolled down to about 12 feet and had a tap-in eagle on this hole. Of course, that was when this hole was hole number 17 at the end of the round.
A cameraman's nightmare.
Really it is. That's how you draw it up. Beautiful. And he's first up? How is that?
Just needs to slow down.
I thought it was good. He said so bad. I mean, that's 3 feet from just being absolutely a park job. But that's the trickiness of this hole. Okay.
Really short.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the current goat? Little bit.
Ooh.
Is anything? Probably nothing.
I have no idea where Calvin even is. But I think I know where he is now.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. So he was way off left.
Way left.
Does Barsby go after this?
Of course.
Ooh. And stays in bounds. How do you run that and stay in bounds? A good run at that.
What an animal.
I know. And the bridge
Ooh,
saves.
Saved by the bridge.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now Calvin to get a stick on the card.
Yeah, and great putt there, staring at the OB Creek behind, and
I would say that it's kind of a slow start for the card, but I think we just got spoiled by Paul's miraculous round yesterday, and this course just deems to be very difficult,
yeah,
especially this front 9. So
this is the kind of course where a couple of bad breaks here, a couple of bad breaks there, and you're just demoralized, and it's hard to get back on track. And when a player like McBeth is just ripping like he was yesterday, it was really easy for the card to kind of feed off that energy. Like, man, this looks easy. Look at this guy go. And no one's really quite getting that pace right now. And so the card's kind of figuring their way out. And Not a good place to be trying to figure out your round as you get to hole 7, as this really treacherous par 3 looms here with the OB creeks and a very tight fairway. Fairway drivers are going to be predominantly thrown with the forehand here. That is pretty much perfect.
Yeah, I think this hole probably gives up a ton of birdies, and you look at the scorecard and you think, oh, par 3, 300, little respite from the tough course, but this is still one of the most scary holes in the whole course. Even as we see these guys throw perfect shots, the chance of a catastrophe is just like inches away.
Watch Barsby's disc just barely kiss that.
Yep.
Just barely. I mean, it wouldn't have changed much at all, but that was, if it was an inch more inside, he's got a 60-foot putt. It is not.
Yikes.
And is it in the creek? It is. So McBeth is in danger of suffering his first bogey of the event.
Very impressive backhand shot here.
That's amazing.
I'm impressed, because that is just such a tough line to hit, and to trust the turn. I could see you throwing it straight through there and just getting across, but as soon as you, oh wow, not great, but I mean that's typical from there. But as soon as you try to turn it, you bring all those high limbs into play, and that's what makes it tough. So
That's
that's
a
very
sick
good.
birdie.
Yeah, very good birdie for James.
I can't even imagine how many attempts it would take me to birdie this whole backhand just in a practice round with nothing on the line. That is
This putt for the lead.
sick. Yeah, that came in there with the heat. I mean, when Calvin's playing his best, that's what his putt looks like. It's coming in there flat, driven.
Paul and Calvin flip-flop 13 and 12. And I would not have expected anyone but McBeth to be leading this early in the round after what we saw yesterday, but Calvin putting a charge on.
The crowd was so spectacular today. Just the energy from you all was just amazing. I love you, Oregon!
Coming back in on hole 8, par 4, 564 feet through the tight tunnel. This one just bends a little bit to the left, but it's easy to get sucked into overplaying that left turn, and then you get pretty trapped. You'd like to be in this green grass on the right side to set up the straight-ish shot through the trees over the OB Creek to this green. It's very well protected, and it's just a lot of trees to try to navigate past.
I feel like a disc flying through this forest is like a running back going through a defensive line. Just like, how can you even get through without getting hit? I don't know. Is that stupid to say? Maybe it is. I don't know. But you go down at that drone footage, there's a tree within 3 feet of the next tree all the way down, it seems like.
Yeah, I feel like you have about 270 of pure.
Yep. Right there is where it starts to get murky.
And then right now is like, oh, I'm through.
Yeah.
But if you do hit the 270 of pure, you will have some sort of shot into the green. So I don't really dislike this hole. I think it's a very good hole.
Totally agree.
Now, if there was one in the middle,
oh yeah, then
it would be so brutal.
It would be so heartbreaking.
That's a big drive.
Yeah, and these are great drives. I think they would like to be 30 to 40 feet longer off the tee, but
especially
like more right.
Yeah, and
yeah,
especially with
straighter,
them wanting to throw backhand in.
Yeah, because that's a forehand Annie, I think,
yes,
from where James landed. We'll see what he does with it.
I wouldn't want to step in there either.
And they're discussing the casual relief, which has been offered to the players in wetland areas.
That's on the line, right?
And while we have this moment here, I just got to say, in my 2 cards that I've played here, the worst score that I've seen from my card mates is a 3. The worst score I've seen.
On this hole?
Yeah, I didn't 3 it, but my card mates are 3-3-3, 3-3-3.
Wow.
It has been insane to watch.
Just needs to get in bounds.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And that is going to be a very tough spot to even get up and down for the bogey now.
Super aggressive from Paul trying to make the clearance.
Here goes thummies. Really?
Uh-oh.
Go.
Go, go, go. Okay, it's across the creek, but that's still...
Did you see where are you aiming, Calvin?
I don't... Well, look at
Look-
Barsby. Barsby's wearing glasses and a hat, and he doesn't know where he's aiming. Calvin doesn't have either of those on his head. So, I mean,
Oh, that was close.
chances are he didn't even know where he was aiming, Paul.
Still going to have a look. So James does still have a way to get the backhand hyzer. Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, boy, that's tough.
That's perfect.
Nice
What
shot.
a shot. That is shaping.
This for par from way back.
And look at that line. Possible,
Oh, no.
but not executed.
Double bogey.
In danger of it.
Possible now. Calvin over left of the basket here.
Hard to say exactly how far away he is. I'm guessing, yeah, like 100 feet or so.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
No! What?
Circle 3, baby.
I was just hoping he got up and down. Calvin from forever away.
It like gained speed. Oh wait, they put it in slow-mo and then
Oh, my
it looked like it just gained speed right
gosh.
there.
And just what a cold-blooded killer with McBeth
Yeah.
struggling on this hole. And then Calvin just
Goodness.
downtown birdie.
Can he answer?
Wow.
That looked great too. 1 inch.
That's going to be a double bogey from McBeth to Calvin's birdie.
Whoa. And Barsby just a bit low, hating the leaves. I can't remember a putt we've seen in a while that was that long. I mean,
And
and through the
obstructed.
woods.
Yeah.
I mean, insane.
Yeah, that I can't in recent memory remember somebody going farther than that. That was, and he didn't have the height.
Right. Just wow, that was sick. And on the other end of the spectrum, boy,
Bogey, double bogey.
don't see too many bogey, double bogey stretches from that man right there. And he's down to 10 under. That is surprising.
Hole 9, par 3, 399. One tree in the middle just waiting for you. You're going up the hill sharply, and we're going to that longer basket through the secondary gap. This is one of the toughest holes on the course because it just takes a phenomenal shot to get all the way up there through the small gaps and then turn right, staying low the whole time.
Second hardest hole in round 1. It's the 4th most difficult here in the second round. And Calvin, look at that late turn. Oh my,
Whoa.
what? No. Was that the basket that his disc was just
That was
zipping
like an
past?
ace run. I honestly would have thought that was impossible.
The steep uphill doesn't allow you to turn at that point.
Just like his last putt, it looked like it gained speed halfway through the flight. All of a sudden, it was like a different gear.
It's like, I mean, this is a nice shot from Barsby. Look at this full flex. Look at that awesome shot, right? Circle
70
2,
feet.
70
Yeah,
feet.
Obstructed. That shot from Calvin is one of the more mind-blowing shots I've seen this week, easily.
And when it
Whoa.
rains, it pours. Oh my gosh.
This is Bogey Town in a real way. I don't see. I mean, what does he even have here?
I can't imagine much.
Oh, man.
And this is the human side that we very rarely get to see. And did he just go unhuman with that shot?
Wow.
Yeah, okay. So human mixed with back to robot mode. Got it.
Incredible shot.
I mean, that's 350 from a knee.
I am still just like, cannot figure out how Calvin just, how far past the basket
Yeah, I'm
is
just
his
wondering
drive.
if he has a putt. It looked like it went screaming past.
I can't believe he's past the basket. A roller, I could. Whoa.
He's 45
50, yeah.
feet past the basket. And is he going to make the putt?
Wow.
This guy's on fire. Oh my gosh. He's going to finish the back nine at 5 under, but that's with a bogey that he almost birdied on the hole. I mean, if he turns over that shot on 4, he might have just shot a 7 down. Unreal.
Great save from McBeth.
That
Unbelievable save.
top notch.
He's good pars. I mean, 1 under on the card is really good. I mean, that's top level right there. You have at least a bogey, I feel like, on almost every card.
And a quick shout out to Heimburg, obviously, you just saw it. Chris Dickerson, Kevin Kiefer, Levi Hancock, Gavin Babcock, and Thomas Gilbert. The only 6-2s on the day. And I got to give a quick shout out once again to Chris Dickerson, because I did not mention that he's the only 3 of the weekend on hole 4 thus far.
I
through 2
heard about
rounds.
that. That's incredible. Here is our leaderboard check-in. Wysocki also making a big move. McBeth almost dropping off the board through 9 holes. Incredible.
I think you were right on, though. Momentum for Calvin. As soon as McBeth started messing up, he just went for it. Gas all the way.
Thank you so much to our Founders Club. We are going to be right back with the back 9 from round 2 at the Texas State Disc Golf Championships presented by Latitude 64. See you there.